that 800-pound gorilla, Del K. Brereton. This is the real spiel. And again, I cannot come on here with nothing to say. This is not a content-driven. It's not a content-driven channel. This is an inspiration-driven channel. And if I got nothing to say, you're not gonna hear from me. I do have a Bible study I'm probably gonna do later. Yvonne always tells me you never do 2 a day, so I don't know why you be lying. But you know, I came on here in the middle of the day. I know my times are off sometime, but I got something to say. I can't do it. I can't do it if I got nothing to say. So to all the Cyclopses that are in the building, Spice of Life, Adi Al-Katani, to all my friends, bless you. Thank you very much for hanging in there with me when you guys decide to hang in there with me. Listen, Timothy Dave, what's going on, my brother? The theme of the day is if I don't want it for my woman, if I don't want it for my daughter, let me switch it. Why do I want it for my woman? If I don't want it for my daughter, why do I want it for my woman? And there's a lot of things that I can say I do not want for my children. Why would I want them for my woman? Let me talk to you. We do know that we are in the age where it has become politically incorrect. I was going to say incorrect, but incorrect, to seem like, as men, we are body shaming women. It is politically incorrect to tell women how to look. It is politically incorrect to tell women how to dress, to accessorize. We as men have been told that we need to stay out of women's business. That it is not our right as men to have wants in respect to what we want our women to look like, to behave like, to act like, to think like, to behave like, do all the other things. We've been told that our paternity, our paternalism, our misogyny, all these things are showing that women have come to the place where we no longer have the right to put particular requests upon them in respect to how they look and how they present themselves, and that has gone very far. That has reached past the phases of religion. Many people have tried to liberate the Muslim sisters from their hijabs, trying to tell those sisters come out of bondage. Christian women have told the Christian conservative ladies who've never worn a pair of pants in their life, who don't wear makeup, don't pierce their ears, they told them come out of bondage and get with it. And all that is well and good. All that is well and good. I've seen women be very liberated. They're wearing bonnets to bed. Not in my doggone bed, but bonnets to bed. You know, the fluffy slippers. My 10-year-old, 11-year-old now, she wants her nails done. She wants eyelashes. My 16-year-old absolutely wants eyelashes. She wants a full face of makeup. They want their hair done. Hundreds of dollars to do a 10, 11-year-old girl's hair. Hundreds of dollars. You literally have to have a side job to keep these little girls in hair, makeup, eyelashes, nails, you know, and then the rest, you know, which is just basic clothes and whatnot. And as men, we are told to shut up, be quiet, don't talk about that, stay in your place, don't get out of your place, you know, stop telling women what to do. You don't have the money to take care of this and the finances to take care of that. Don't ask women for this, and all these things we're being told as men. And I have you know, I listen to none of it, because we do have an opinion, and we still, you know what? I'm gonna say something that's so out of date. Oh my gosh, I am going to sound so. I don't know what I'm gonna sound like. Men are still the head of households. That's right. Man is still the head of the house. Period. He's the head of the house if he's paid all the bills. He's the head of the house if he can't pay for nothing. He's the head of the house if he's never gone to university. He's the head of the house if his wife is smarter than him. He's the head of the house if he's illiterate. He's the head of the house if his woman is a better leader. He's still the doggone head of the house. That hurts. I know that hurts some of y'all feelings, because we have a generation of modern black and otherwise women who are excelling. I mean, these women are building companies. They are getting post-secondary degrees. They are changing the doggone world, but nothing is going to change the fact that you are not the head of the house. That's not going to change. That's not changing ever. It's never going to change. What should change is our capacity to have higher expectations for our daughters, higher expectations for the women in our lives, realize they can do great things, stop limiting them. But what is not going to change is that we are still the heads of the house. We are still the priests, and God has still left us in a divine position to have vision, oversight over the household, over our families. We are still the head of the family. Yes, we are. Men. That is never going anywhere. And blessings to everybody coming on here today, because I want to talk about this thing. Because it's becoming a problem for me, because in my current situation, I am still trying to raise daughters with my principles. That's what I've been trying to raise. And let me tell you something. When formally affixed in particular relationships, and the mother of my children, my daughters specifically, and I were in good standing. What I had as the precedent, and I say me, and she facilitated it perfectly naturally. I didn't have to do it because I chose somebody who would do it. At the time, at least. I knew that I was building daughters who were going to resemble their mother. I was building daughters who were going to fall in line with the mother's beauty standards, the mother's self-esteem, self-worth, her expression of womanhood. I was sitting back saying, Mama's doing it right, they're going to follow Mom. And that was all under the auspices of my leadership. Because if Mom did something out of pocket, went somewhere that I didn't want her to go in respect to presentation, I would say, hey, come on, man. These girls are going to be looking at that and thinking that that's what they need to do. No, that's not a good thing. And she would fall in line. She'd be like, okay, yeah, you're right. Was there pushback? There was a little bit of pushback. But she drew the line. She said, well, I'm a grown woman. I can do this. They can't do that because they're not grown. I said, okay, I understand. But I still said, hey, there's some hard and fast rules that we don't have. Like, for example, just to give you guys some context, growing up apostolic, Americans don't understand what that means completely to Caribbeans and to Caribbean people. Growing up apostolic, you were very, 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 very conservative. A lot of old school apostolic women never wore pants. Never. They don't own a pair of pants. Never worn them. All their skirts went to the ground. They don't have open toe shoes. They don't have that. That's not part of the uniform. Okay? I wasn't that strict. I was nowhere near that strict at all, because I had a young, beautiful wife. I wanted people to see I've got a young, beautiful wife. And I would say it as a minister, as a leader. I would say, hey, man, you ain't gonna make my wife into no old lady. She's gonna look good, but she's still gonna be apostolic. She never needed makeup. She never needed hair dye. She never needed eyelashes, because I married a girl bad enough that she didn't need none of it. You understand what I'm saying? She didn't need it. She had uptown clothes, uptown shoes, uptown purses, and she had lip gloss on her lips, fair complexion, hair that the breeze could blow through. We called her Breeze too. And she was a bad girl. She looked good. And when we had daughters, Her daughters looked at her and it's like, my mom is beautiful. And that's how it was. Now, this is not a video to ridicule that young lady at all, whatsoever. She's older now, met her at 26, now she's in her 40s, almost a 50-year-old woman. And she needs a little bit of extras that she's done and added to her situation. But that's not my issue. My issue is that the children follow suit. And this video has nothing to do with really my daughters or anything. This video has to do with the fact that we have a generation of women, young women, that are doing much more with themselves than has ever been done in the past. I have never seen so many 20-year-old women with facial additions, work done to their face. Their lips have been done. Their cheeks have been done. I'm talking girls under 30 years old. They're getting Botox, they're getting lip fillers, okay? They're getting cheek fillers. These are young girls, young. They're getting, of course, the BBLs done, the Brazilian butt lifts. For those who don't know what that acronym or that acronym means, Brazilian butt lifts. They're getting tummy tucks. They're not even going to the gym no more. And we have a generation now that you can't talk to in respect to personal appearance. And why is this a very pervasive conversation? Because when it comes to church used to be the baseline for worldview and basic morality. That's what church used to be. Church is not that anymore. The church is not the place where most people get their worldview. It is social media, and it is essentially the marketplace. Worldviews, how women want to carry themselves, and I tell you right now, the worldview of the black community is based on our women. It is not based on guys like me talking. Women are not listening to me anymore. You know what I mean? Women are not listening to me at all anymore. Women are listening to women. Women are listening to successful women. They're following what successful women do, and they're saying the proof is in the pudding. These are successful women, and we are following them based on their female success. Those are the new leaders of the black community. You guys were looking for leadership in the black community. It is certainly not men. It wasn't Kevin Samuels when he was saying what he was saying, and many of the things he was saying were absolutely true. They hated that guy. Women had parties when he died. Women were throwing celebrations when Kevin Samuel died. If Kevin Samuels was in the 60s, he would have been one of the greatest black leaders we would have seen in modern time. Even 70s, 80s, or 90s. Kevin Samuels today was a pariah to most black women. Even though a lot of them sat back and whisper and say, I kind of agree with him. Women are listening to women. Women are listening to women. And this is how you know that women are listening to women. Because I've never seen a time where two things are happening at the very same time, where black women are attacking black men at such a rate. I've never seen a time where black women are degrading and attacking black men while they are simultaneously attacking black women who hold black women to higher standards. I've never seen this time simultaneously take place in my lifetime. And I've been half a century running around this rock. I've never seen this ever. I've lived through the Lena Horne era. I've lived through the Pam Grier era. I've lived through the Dion Carroll era, the Diana Ross era. I've lived through the Cher, the Madonna era. I've lived through the Claire Huxtable era. And I've never seen a time that black women are doing what black women are doing today. And also, I've never seen a time where black women have been more successful. Okay, Kamala Harris As much as she got a little white man in her back pocket, she's a black woman, and she's a successful black woman, and she's the vice president of the doggone United States. I've never seen a time that the black woman has such a platform, from Wendy Williams to Oprah Winfrey to Candace Owens, to what's her name, Malaya Andrews on ESPN. I've never seen a time where black women are bulletproof. You can't do nothing with them. You can't get them out of there. Whoopi Goldberg, The View. Black women are running the world, from Beyonce to Rihanna. They are running the world. And if you don't want to admit that as men, something's wrong with you. Because these sisters are out here doing serious damage. And I'll say that in the good and the bad way. They are the culture creators of the age. Black women are. They are redefining what is acceptable, what is normal, what is moral, what is allowed. It is them. It is their voice. Men like me are sitting in the background, screaming, crying in the wilderness. Nah, we're not changing nothing. We're just commentators on what they're doing. I'm going to say it straight. But I can't sit back and not commentate. Because real things are going down. Like real things are, oh, this guy is in a bad position. He's going to get hit, and he's going to hit me. Wow. I hope this traffic moves. Why would I want it for my woman if I know it's going to affect my daughters in a negative way? A lot of women need to ask themselves some questions. Let me tell you something. You're 46 years old right now. I'm gonna tell you. I'm a profile you. You're 46 years old. You're 40 to 55. You're 40 to 55. You're single. You're back out there. You're single by choice. Single by just whatever has happened in your life. You probably left a husband or two in your life. You're back out here. You got a daughter or two. You and your child probably like the same clothes. Right? Your kid is 16 years old and up. Guaranteed the men who like your little 16-year-old like you too, because you look the same. You're wearing her hairstyles. You're wearing her clothing choices. You're listening to the same music she listens to. She wants to go to the same clubs you want to go to. She wants to go to the same nail salons. She wants to look like you, and you want to look like her. That's never happened. Never in time has a 50-year-old woman, listen to the same music, dress the same stylists, same perspectives as a 16-year-old girl. It's never happened. And men don't know what to do. If you've got a big fickle cornmeal eating 16-year-old, she probably looks like she's 25. My 16-year-old looks like she's 22, 25 years old. She's thick, she's big and thick, she's 6 feet tall at 16 years old. She looks way older than her age. She wears all her mother's clothes. There's never been a time that a 16-year-old and a 50-year-old are rocking the same gear. All your mama's clothes. You want to wear all of it. You want to wear her nails. You want to wear her eyes. You want everything your mama has. 16-year-olds never would look at a 50-year-old and say, I want to dress like you. That's never happened. A 16-year-old never looked at a 50-year-old and said, I want to dress like you. That's never happened. And we now are dealing with a vastly changing morality that's happening. A 50-year-old woman today, right now, 50-year-old black woman, most of you smoke reefer like nothing. And your 16-year-old daughter will smoke reefer too, and some of y'all are smoking reefer together. Am I lying? Come on, man. I'm going to look at your comments in a minute. I'm just on my soapbox right now. And so who's creating culture here? Dad can walk in here and say, oh, this is this and that. No. You drive down the street with your 16-year-old. Guess what? You got the car now. It's her music that's playing. 16-year-old girls' music. The whole music industry is built on 14 to 16-year-old girls. Those are girls. They've always built the music industry. They tell you what's cool, what's not cool. Your mama is building her playlist on your 16-year-old music. Come on. I'm not saying anything that's not crazy. I know I'm not unique. I'm not unique out here in these streets. I'm not. The culture has gone bananas. I tell you right now, a 16-year-old girl today, 16-year-old, she's in grade 11. She's smarter than her mama. She knows more about current events. She knows math better. She knows history better. She's smarter than her mama 90% of the time. I don't care if her mother has a degree. She's smarter than her. She knows more about life than her. She knows the street better than her. Because when that 50-year-old was 16, she wasn't dealing with what these 16-year-olds are dealing with now. At all. So what's really going on out here? What's happening out here? And remember, most of you men are, even if you are still married, still in those households, your voice has become much quieter. Your opinion has become much more irrelevant. Oh, Dad, you don't know what's going on. You've been pushed to the side. If you're a separated, divorced, or a single dad trying to catch up with these young girls are telling you what it is. And anyhow you try to be harsh or brutal with them, you become public enemy number one. I'll tell you that right now. Don't even get me started with the boys, because they're so far gone. Don't even get me started with them. But I'll just deal with the women. And so what are we building? What are we really building? And this is my only hope. I'm trying to be such a man that my daughters levitate to men who are like me. I don't know, that might sound weird to you, but I'm trying to build so much principle in them that they levitate to a man who is like, I can't, because back in the day, it was like, I want you to be just like your mom. Your mom never taught you to do this. No, you can't even say that now, man. Y'all can't even say that now. You can't even say that now. It is so difficult to find. You look at all these things that you see on Instagram. It's so difficult to find a woman who is standing on her principles higher than a little child. Look at Instagram, where you have these Instagrams, and you guys have seen a lot of them, and you can't tell the difference between the mother and the child. And there's a 20, even 30-year gap. Yeah, black don't crack, but black don't want to age, doesn't want to be mature, doesn't want to have standards. You're looking, I'm telling you, you'll see 3 daughters or 2 daughters and a mother. You don't know who the mama is. Yeah, they're beautiful, but there's no discrepancy. There's no line of delineation of like, no, I'm the mother. I'm gonna carry myself differently. These are children. Not at all. Mama's got the same top on, the same half top, and trust me, Mama knows how to turn up better than the daughters. Mama knows how to shake that thing better than the daughters. The daughters learned it from her. Man, the stuff I've been seeing out these streets. The problem with me, this is the problem with me, as a man who works in the industry where I see this entertainment industry, and I'm a bodyguard, and I do security, and I do specialized security and all these things. I see too much. I see too much. And I stand back and I'm like, oh yeah, we out today. It's my mother's birthday. Your mother? Who's your mother here? This is your mom? Yeah, this is your mother. This is your mama. Okay. And I'll tell you right now, the mother and the daughter are going after the same man. I'm gonna tell you, I went to a boat cruise. This young girl tried to pick me up in a boat cruise, was chatting me up, and the security woman walked by me and gave me such a look. The black girl that was trying to talk to me, black girl, and then the white security mother walked by me. And this black little girl looked like she was mixed, of course. A little mixed little girl. And then the woman walked by me and gave me a stern look. I was like, and she was the one who did the pat down when I got on the boat. And she gave me that little extra pat down, like she wanted to, test the merchandise, like that old toilet paper commercial where they used to squeeze the what is it, the Sherman or the Furman, I forget what it's called. When did she walk by me, the little girl, who I did not know was a little girl, And if she was a little girl, but she's in her 20s. Her mother was in her 40s. They both looked the same to me. The mother looked good, the little girl looked good. And she goes, "That's my mom." I was like, "Oh, that was your mother." I was like, "How old are you?" I was like, "No." I went up to the mom and said, "Listen, I was not trying to talk to your daughter. Your daughter talked to me. I did not know that's your child." She's like, "It's okay." I was like, No, it's not okay. I'm just letting you know. I was not trying anything. Your child was talking to me. I was not trying nothing with you. She's like, "It's okay." Bro, I don't know what's going on out here right now. Let me take a look at these comments, because I'm sure y'all been saying a lot of stuff, and I've been sitting here talking my head off. Let me take a look here. Peace and blessing, Miss Ann. It's good to see you. Totally agree. You guys are greeting each other. That's fantastic. Love it. I'm missing my fist. We are losing our roles. Yeah. The real shame is that society has turned black women and men against each other. It's so bad. Don't squeeze the Charmin. Remember? She was squeezing some Charmin on me, I'll tell you right now. I was like, I don't know what this lady was searching for. I said, whatever you're looking for, you're gonna find it, but don't squeeze too hard. But don't squeeze the Charmin. Yeah, the roles are really very, and I'm not telling a good-looking 46, 50-year-old woman to go look like she's an old lady. That's not what I'm telling you to do. I'm not telling you to go look crazy, because 46 is the new 26. I'll tell you right now. 46-year-old woman. You talk to a woman who's 46 years old right now, and she's in shape and she puts herself together. That's a good-looking woman. I'll tell you right now. 56, 60 even. Some of them are all right. You got this lady named Ro, who's on Country Wayne. She's in her 60s almost, and she's looking like a young thing. White hair is white, beautiful woman. But there has to be standards, man. There just has to be some level of standards that has to be drawn somewhere, right? And that's part one. This is the harder conversation. And I want black women to do this. Like, I really need you guys to do this. You need to make these girls ashamed who are on this constant attack of black men. You need to make them ashamed of themselves. Because let's just be statistically accurate. White guys are not married. This girl said some foolishness to me. I'll tell you what she said in a minute. White men, Hispanic men, Asian men, brown men. I mean, brown men for us in Canada, we're talking Indians. Brown men for you in America, you're talking Mexicans or something. That's not what brown is to us. Brown to us are men from India, Sri Lanka, India. They don't marry blacks. For the most part, it's not happening. And they're not the first choice. They are not the first choice at all. Not because black women are not beautiful and whatnot, but some people are culturally marrying their culture. Some people simply have racial bias where they're not bringing a black woman home first. And the black girls that I've seen who are young, who marry white men, it's because of usually very low self-esteem. I'm sorry, it's extremely low self-esteem. They've been cultured in white communities, and then they've decided to marry white men because they've been cultured around white men, and they have never felt comfortable around black men. Very rarely, they're women of lighter complexion because black people are so colorist, and so you'll see darker women marrying white men. And then every now and then, you'll see a little light-skinned girl who'll marry a white guy because she has been indoctrinated to pass as a white person, and she has white characteristics, and therefore she wants to marry a white person so that she can continue the trajectory of whitening herself enough to be white. And then she discovers she's not white enough for that white man, and then she becomes black again. And to his chagrin, his little black girl is now black girl, and his little mixed children are now going to be black girls, even though they look white. And that's a full-fledged experience that I witnessed and lived through. And so for the most part, it's black men that are marrying black women, or wanting black women to be in relationships, wanting to have relationships with them. And black women of this modern age are attacking them, they're telling them all kinds of names, and they're saying all kinds of things. Let me say something really quickly right now too. Black men have children, eh? Black men are out here having kids. They are. They're out here getting people pregnant. And it's part of our culture. We have big families. Black people have big families. You meet a black man in his 30s or 40s or 50s, and he doesn't have 3, 4, 5, 6, 9 children. He's a rarity. He's a Tyler Perry. Okay, he's a rarity. Black men they're out here having kids. They're out here having kids. Okay, they're out here getting folk pregnant. They're out here having a lot of children. A lot of children are running around out here. All right, black men's children. And the thing is, why aren't these black men staying with some of these mothers? Why aren't they settling down with some of these mothers? Why aren't they hanging in there with some of these mothers? And I'm not gonna say the why. The answer is not enough of them are. There's not enough of nuclear black families. Apparently, I heard the statistic at 71% of black children are being born into single homes. 71%. So it's not that they're not out here having babies. It's they're not out here living in nuclear families with the mothers. And some of you guys need to answer these questions as to why. As to why. Period. You need to answer these questions as to why. I have friends gone through some stuff with black women. I know a black woman told a man, listen, you were talking in your sleep last night, and I heard you saying, this woman started an argument with this man because he was talking in his sleep. That brother woke up to an argument because he was talking in his sleep. He was talking in his sleep. He woke up to an argument. He was in her bed next to her, talking in his sleep, and woke up to an argument. That woman gave him hell in the morning because he was talking in his sleep. Let me tell you something. Some of y'all got to, maybe there's a course that needs to be had, but some of y'all got to change how you have your interpersonal relationships are yet to be desired. And a lot of mothers are going to be very responsible, very culpable in the fact that your daughters can't stay in relationships because they saw you bail out, because 71% of you, I think it's higher than that now, are bailing out of your relationships. You don't have no stick-to-itiveness. Don't know if that's a word or not, but you know what it means. They don't have the stick-to-itiveness to stay in relationships with the fathers of your children. You don't have the capacity, the grace to be able to sit down in a relationship and stay with that man. Yeah, you're going to have the cheaters. Yep, you're going to have the abusers, but that's not for the most part. For the most part, you're going to have dudes that you simply don't want to be with anymore, and you're going to run out on those guys. And let me tell you something. I ain't going to say this because some of y'all can just take that the wrong way. But good women stay, period. Let me say that. Not if you're getting knocked in your head. If you're getting knocked in your head, you either knock that guy out or tell your daddy to come over and handle him and get rid of that situation. But for the most part, brothers don't want to mash up their homes. They want to stay in their homes. They want to stay in their families. And it's the women that are leaving. You guys are leaving. And you're creating a culture of young girls that are growing up saying, I can either have a man temporarily or I don't need one at all in respect to raising children with. I can simply just have a guy for kids. And I don't know what kind of culture that we're trying to create in the future, but I don't want to be part of it. I'll tell you right now. Let me see what this says. I told my daughter that she has to be careful who she loves. Learn the cultures. Some cultures you cannot cross. And I don't want her subjected to the rules of other people. I hear you. Stick-to-itiveness. That's a doggone word, Miss Aunt. Some cultures, a black woman can fit into multiple cultures. A black woman can live with a white man, can live with an Indian man. A black woman could change her religion. She'll do everything for other cultures more than she'll do for her own culture. That pees me off, to be honest with you. The next dude is always a better dude than the last dude to black women. That next dude is always a better dude than the last dude. And most of y'all are moving on, downgrading. Can't lie. I haven't seen many of y'all move on to a better brother. Most of you are moving on to a downgrade. So you might as well stick with the dude that you got and humble yourself and figure that relationship out. Boss lady calling me now. So I don't know. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say more. But it's about time that you ladies, because you ladies are running the show right now. All I'm sitting back here is giving y'all commentary, giving y'all my 2 cents. You can tell me it's none of my business, right? This young lady said earlier that black women are marrying white men, and they're becoming power couples. I said to her name is Nellie. What's her name? Nellie Ray on Facebook. Nellie Ray, make your ass famous. I said to her, Nellie Ray, I think you're a beautiful woman. That's why I said I think you're a beautiful woman, but your opinion of black men is extremely ugly. And please show me what black woman and what white man do we consider to be a power couple in the black community? Please tell me who. I need to know this, because I don't know who. And last but not least, it's a hard day to say this, but you know who's got it right? You know what brother really got it right out here? This brother done better than all of us. This brother outdid King David. He outdid King Saul. He outdid King Solomon. Stedman. Stedman got it right. Stedman got it right. Stedman, 30 years. That man has been with Oprah for 30 years, never had to get married. That man still got his own place, still got a love mansion. All he does is stand in the background from a billionaire and wave. Still got a mane of hair on his head. Still got no stress, no problems, no drama. Stedman. Stedman. Good old Stedman. Stedman got it right. Stedman got it right. A lot of us have gone through divorce once, twice, lost our shirt, lost our children, lost our reputation. Stedman is standing strong, noble, with a noble chin, looking to the sky. Oprah standing there with a snatched waistline and $1 billion in the bank, talking about, I got me a Stedman. I don't know what y'all got. Stedman never got married. Stedman never had no children, Oprah, that I know of. And Stedman is sitting there on bank, quiet as a mouse, talking about, I ain't the head of nothing out here. Stedman's like, I ain't the head of nothing. I'm Oprah's consort. I'm going to stand behind her and hold her waist. I saw a picture with Oprah and Stedman. It's on my Facebook. Go take a look. Stedman was standing next to Oprah 30 years ago. 30 years later, he's standing behind Oprah with his hands on his waist. He's looking like the first gentleman of the Oprah Winfrey Pentecostal Church. First gentleman Stedman. Stedman got it right. A lot of us didn't get it right. He stood by that woman for 30 years and received the benefits of her labor, boy. So maybe us guys out here talking about we're the head, maybe we're the problem. Maybe we're the issue, huh? I know some of y'all like, exactly. That's not the truth. The problem is, unfortunately, that the relationships between black women and black men, and women and men in general, has disintegrated to a point of almost disrepair. And again, I will say that the height of that conversation is the black couple. The black couple has taken so many L's. So many L's. And I'm talking about Christian and secular. So many L's, so many L's. Alternative lifestyles are winning. Come on now. When gay people are staying together longer than heterosexual Christian black people, something is wrong. Something is wrong. When they are the couples that are the couple goals, gay couples, transvestite couples, and all these other couples of alternative lifestyles, they are outperforming you in being able to stay into institutions that they don't even represent. When they are getting married and staying in their so-called, I don't call those marriages, I call those civil unions, but they're getting into their civil union and staying, when people are shacking up longer than you can stay in a covenanted holy matrimony, something is wrong in Denmark. You understand what I'm saying? Oprah and Stedman, 30 years strong, never walked down the aisle, never consummated that in the eyes of God, never cared. They're going strong. And some of you are on your third wife or husband, trying to tell God to find you another one. And God's standing in your first covenant, telling you, I'm in the first covenant. You and two other ones that I had nothing to do with. And you try to tell God, listen, God, I need to find the right one. That first one that you gave me, that second one that you gave me, that wasn't it. No, come on, man. We're in a mess. And if you don't recognize it, something is completely wrong. No humility, no sorry, no I forgive you, no will you forgive me, no I've committed to be with you my entire life and I'm just going to allow God to fix it. Nothing like that is in any of you. Every one of you, from secular girl to church girl, are out there living your best hot girl summers, your best hot girl springs, your best hot girl falls. Listen, you're picking up a man for cuffing season. Cuffing season is when you guys snuggle in, and in March that Negro will be out the door because he's done something wrong, and you'll be looking for someone new. You gotta fix this. I'm leaving this right in your hands. And if I don't want it for my daughters, why the heck do I want it for my woman? And last but not least, some of y'all good girls, y'all beautiful, good, you talk nice, you're not causing no trouble, you're not cheating, you're not got a million men in your DM, don't come to bed with a bonnet on your head. That's all I gotta say to y'all. Y'all running around, y'all chasing your own man out, coming to bed with a bonnet on your head. Take the doggone bonnet. Wear the bonnet when you go on the street like the Muslim girls. In fact, the Muslim girls walk out the house with the bonnet, come home to their husband without a bonnet. Some of y'all got it backwards. Some of y'all sisters sleeping with a bonnet, wake up, look fabulous on the street, come back home, put that bonnet back on your head. Come on now. That bonnet causing more separations, divorces. That bonnet listen, I'm going to tell you right now. I'm going to say it right now. You sleep with a bonnet, your husband's cheating on you, or he's sizing up somebody. Your boyfriend got a side piece. You got a bonnet on your head, you getting bun. You're getting bun. That's in Caribbean, that means you're being cheated on. You got a bonnet on your head. What is wrong with you? Didn't you read Proverbs 31? Read Proverbs 31. The Bible says, and her candle does not go out by night. That doesn't mean that she doesn't blow out her candle to go to sleep. It means that her beauty doesn't go away at night. She doesn't come to bed with cold cream on and breeches. She's coming to bed looking bad. She ain't coming to bed with a bonnet on her head. Y'all gonna bonnet yourself out of relationships. Jeez, let that be your help today. God bless you. 43 minutes of foolishness. But I bless you. I hope you guys listen to me because it's a mess out here. I'm watching it. And I said I'd come on here before I do this Bible study later on. I hope I do it tonight, to be honest with you. But God bless you. A lot of men and women don't want to be in committed relationships. Nope. They don't. And can't be in a relationship if the other person does not want to stay. You can't be in a relationship with the other person. No, you're right. If they don't want to stay, how are you going to be in a relationship with them? How are you going to be in a relationship with them? My wife woke up, told me, hey, I don't want to be in a relationship no more. I don't want to be married to a pastor. I don't want to be married to a bishop. I don't want to do this church thing anymore. What am I going to do? Can't court ordered counseling. I'm not going. Can't do nothing. You said it right, Carla. If they don't want to stay, don't want to stay. Listen, when First Lady doesn't want to stay, what do you want the rest of the church to do? When First Lady says she's leaving her husband, First Lady don't want to stay. Married to a 6'7", 270-pound chocolate man who all his faculties are working. What do you want the rest of the church to say? When First Lady's in the nightclub turning it up, what do you want the rest of the church to do? Come on, man. That's how it is out here. That's what these streets are doing right now. Imagine. It would be different if Christian women were leaving their relationships to be with Christian men. They're not. Christian women, let me talk about First Ladies, are leaving their relationships to be with just Negroes, just club Negroes. So hey, listen, I'm gonna stop talking because I don't want a gag order put on me. I don't want to be in no trouble. I don't want to get myself in trouble. But that's how it is out here in these streets, man. That's how it is in here in these streets. Women have gone from converted to Christianity to being reconverted back into the world, and they blame men. They're blaming us. They're saying, "Oh, you forced me out here. Yeah, you didn't treat me properly. You got me out here." There's two things a man can never do, and as I'm getting off. A man can never make a woman change her character, and a man can never make you open up your vagina to another man. Those are two things that man can't do. He cannot make your character devolve back to a place where you are unsaved, living like the world. A bad relationship shouldn't do that to you. The second thing he can't do is he can't make you decide to give your vagina back out to the streets. That's you. That's a character issue you got. And I'll put a third one on there. A bad relationship with a bad man, even a bad man, will not make you hate good men. Those three things are just you. That's who you are as a person. You're hateful, you are a vagina sharer, and you have a character flaw. Men ain't doing that to you. There's no chance. There's no chick that's going to leave my life that's going to force me to change my character, that's going to force me to be with women I don't want to be with and be living a lifestyle lower than. That's not going to happen. That is not going to happen. I am always going to level up. I'm never going to downgrade because a woman left. That's not even psychologically healthy to do that. Why would you do that? Why would you leave a Bentley and say, I'm only driving Hondas now? That don't make no damn sense. So these are the things I've lived this. This is not theory. This is observation. And so when you see that this is the character behavior of not just one, not just two, but you see this, you should not leave a Christian relationship and become a secular nightclub girl. That don't make no freaking sense to me. That don't make no sense, right? Don't make no sense to me. So that's none of my business. Y'all can do what you want. Let me see what's going on here. We are a fallen world, and what is right will be wrong. What will wrong will be right. A lot of men and women don't want. Oh, I read that one. Manosphere talking points, blaming women for everything. I'm unsubscribing. Nora G, it's nice to have you out here, baby. I appreciate you coming. If you want to unsubscribe because I'm talking, that's your right. This is not a subscription channel. This is not one of them. I don't make money. So if one person is here, I'll still be talking. I was talking when 79 people were here, and I'll be talking continuously. And I don't know what the manosphere is. I really don't. I just know men are the head of the household because the Bible told me that. I know that women are supposed to carry themselves in modesty because the Bible told me that. I know that men are supposed to love their wives like Christ loved the church because the Bible told me that. And if you think that's part of the manosphere, then the manosphere must be a synonym for the kingdom of God. And if you wish to unsubscribe, I will love you, but I will not notice. All right, 48 minutes, 49 minutes. God bless you. And I'll talk to everybody soon. All right? Bye-bye.